Good morning. How is everyone? Welcome to MedXStudio 2017. This is incredible. Woo! If this is your first time here, I need to let you in on something. You may not know this. You are part of a movement. You are part of drinking the Kool-Aid. We might call it a cult. It's okay. This is maybe the most important thing you could be doing right now. This is part of changing the world and changing healthcare as we know it. And I am so excited to be here with you this weekend and to be on this journey together. I want to talk to you today about MedXStudio and this concept of design that has really woven itself into the DNA of MedX. And if this isn't your first time here, if you've been here before, you know this really well. And you've heard us use phrases like, how might we, to kick off collaboration and ideation. And if you've been to our incredible event with IDEO on the day before MedX, then you know that process really deeply. And I want to let you in a little more on that today so that you can practice some of those things with us over this weekend, so that we can do some of the things that Dr. Chu talked about around collaboration and changing the world, and that we can share those ideas openly in a way that can be captured and shared even more broadly in the way that Tom just mentioned. So I want to tell you a couple of the things, the attributes that make up a real MedX designer, so that you can be part of this movement with us. I think there's three parts of this way of thinking that I want to help encourage over this weekend. The first is the idea of being really optimistic. I loved Dr. Chu's opening remarks. I love that concept of believing that this group of citizens in the broader communities that we represent and the communities we go home to are part of what's changing the world to be a better place. And the optimism part of thinking like a MedX designer is all about believing that there is no problem in healthcare that we can't solve. It's a belief that we run toward the problems that we want to work on. The second part of it is being insatiably curious. It's that thing that brings us together here this weekend because we want to learn from one another. We want to learn about one another. We want to hear the stories we're going to hear on this stage, but we want to hear the stories that we're going to hear outside in the hallway and on campus and back at the hotels and around town. It's about wanting to go deeper to really understand how somebody feels and how their experience has shaped their life. And the third part of it is being incredibly collaborative. It's that thing of we're going to come together and might be in the hallway over a coffee break. It might be in this room. It might be during a breakout session. But it's probably going to be in that moment when you're walking into the building or when you least expect it, but you're going to have this incredible conversation. And that's where some of the things that have come out of MedX have happened in the most serendipitous way. It's that idea that when we are optimistic and curious and working together, that we start to think about things really broadly. And the phrase we use, you just heard me use it a second ago, the phrase that I want to invite you to use over the course of the entire weekend is this magical phrase, how might we? It implies there is an answer. It implies that we have to do it together. So as you're talking this weekend, as you're having these incredible, curious, optimistic conversations, we want to hear the how might we's that come to mind for you. And we want you to post those on Twitter, just so like you're having them at your tables and you're having those conversations. We want to hear about them too. And the reason is because we can all help solve those problems together. And that's also where MedXStudio comes in. So MedXStudio, you may have heard us, if you've been here before, you've heard us speak about it. It's this idea of taking this work and extending it well beyond the days that we're here together in Palo Alto. It's about making it happen year-round and getting to work with everyone in this room and the folks in the communities that you represent. So as you're having these conversations and you're listening to one another and you're thinking, we can solve that problem, how might we make healthcare in the vision that we have at our tables and in our minds and in our conversations and around the pool? I want to ask you to tweet those things out on the MedX hashtag. You can start them with HMW to save some characters and make them nice and short. You can type out how might we, but we want to hear them because we want to have a chance to work on them with you throughout the year. MedXStudio is a space here in Palo Alto. It's 6,000 square feet. It's the team of MedX designers that helped put this event together. It's a way of thinking that persists throughout the year as well. And so we want to have an opportunity to hear these challenges, these optimistic questions, and work on them with you. And that's my ask today, is that as you have those incredible conversations, as you think about changing the world, as you're inspired by the people around you, that you share them with us and that we can work on them together throughout the year. That's my call to action for the weekend, and I look forward to this incredible collaboration with you. Thank you.